Good evening. Good evening, everybody. Good evening. Welcome to another stream. It's going to be a rant about everything. And the possibility that my last live stream on this channel, thinking about retiring this channel and starting new, creating a whole new Google account and starting fresh. You know, this channel is dead. The camaraderie is dead. What have I been through all over the couple of years dealing with these phony ass people and Israelites in general? I'm done. I'm freaking done. You know, I'm freaking done. Like I said, I ain't leaving you. So I'm just gonna start all over again. Start fresh. Y'all ain't gonna even know who I am no more. And that's the way I'm keeping it. Yeah, so I'm thinking about, retiring this channel. I'm not gonna delete the channel. I'm gonna just leave the content up. But yeah, I'm thinking about retiring this channel though. It's reached this plateau. And a lot of YouTubers feeling this way too, probably. You got a lot of big YouTubers, they get burned out. Talking about the same redundant stuff. It get tiring and redundant, and you get burned out. So it's been on my mind though to retire this channel. Yep. So it is what it is. Ain't no hard feelings. Like they say, life goes on. Because it don't matter who you are. We're all prisoners of this life anyway. We're all prisoners. It's a prison planet. you know. But anyway, I'm so pissed off at the bank. I tried to cash my tax return check. They gonna give me some red tape talking about I gotta deposit it. I tried to go cash it at another store. They talking about the check was declined. So I had to go back to my bank and trying to cash it. But they telling me now I'm gonna have to get the money out probably till either Monday now. Some bull crap. It's always some red tape. That's what I see. It's some freaking red tape. I was so heated. I had to go punch on my punching bag, my little fun punching bag that you could order online. Y'all know what I'm talking about. For those that's listening, the fun punch bag is like that little punching bag they was advertising, on the internet. They used to advertise it on YouTube in the ads, the fun punch. I had to punch the hell out of my little punching bag. But yeah, they talking about they ain't gonna be able to. I asked them if I was gonna be able to withdraw some of the money out. No, they say I can't do it till tomorrow or Monday. Some red tape, some freaking red tape. It's always something, I tell you. It's always something. But we gotta stop lying to ourselves as anybody. I'm just speaking in general. We gotta stop lying to ourselves. When I posted that, nobody ain't living the life they wanted to live. The dream life they dreamt of. We've been lied to. Us millennials and Gen Z, we've been lied to. And that's the harsh reality. A lot of millennials, they dreamt of having the family. Some of them, they still got families, but they probably end up in divorces or broken homes, due to disagreements or whatever. But yeah, it's rough out there. It's bad when you got people living in storage buildings. It's sad. What's becoming of this country? You got grown adults living in storage containers and storage buildings like they some refugees or something. Like they refugees from a third world country. What has become of this country? It's like they wanted to be the rich and the poor, no more middle class. The cost of living is going up. It costs so much to live. People are burned out. It's gonna cause a lot of people to lose their mind. You know, people gonna lose their mind. They're gonna lose their sanity. They're gonna lose their faith. A lot of people, they're gonna lose their religion. You know, they're gonna lose their religion. They're gonna lose their faith. You know, because of all the current events that's been going on. You know, with the inflation, the tariffs, and what if we have another war on the horizon? You know, there's a possibility we have another war on the horizon. I'm just saying, because war is big business. War costs a lot of money. But yeah, people living in storage containers, and then you got these content creators mocking black women for losing their jobs, talking about over 130,000 black women laid off. That ain't funny. It ain't funny to see somebody get laid off. How dare these content? See, this is why I hate this YouTube stuff. You got these content creators, they want to make fun of these sisters losing their damn jobs. You know, yeah, I know some of the sisters could have an attitude or they have their ways, but don't make content mocking them for losing their jobs. Nobody deserves to lose their job, man. There's already people barely struggling to get by. Yeah, you got these content creators, they making these damn grifters making content all about 130,000 black women losing their jobs. That ain't funny. Pisses me off. Everybody going through it. We going hell on earth. These damn buffoons making. I say I can't stand these grifters. You know, I can't stand these grifters, and that's who get all the attention. That's who get all the damn support. These damn grifters on this platform. You know, this is why part of me ain't missing this YouTube stuff. You know, these damn grifters, they don't care about the damn supporters. They doing it for money. They doing it for a YouTube check. You know, they making profit off of other people pain and misery and suffering. They ain't no different from the Sunday church pastor or the Saturday church Israelite elder. You know, because it's corruption in all faith systems. You know, humanity ain't shit. You know, when I sum it up as a whole, humanity ain't shit. You know, out of all the four beings that the Abraham God created, he created the angels, the demons, the jinn, and humans. Humans are the worst. Humans are way worse than the demons, the jinns, and the angels. You know, out of all the four beings that the Abrahamic God created, you know, some call him Yahweh, Allah, God Almighty. The Christians call him God Almighty. Israelites call him Yahweh, Yahuwah, Yahweh. They still bickering over the names. It's the same Abrahamic God, you know, the same being. And you got the Gnostics trying to debate whether it's the Abrahamic God, the demiurge, you know, Yada Ba'oth. You know, it's a lot of madness out there. You know, a lot of people losing their mind. You know, a lot of people losing their mind. A lot of people on edge. Ever since the event that happened in 2020, y'all know what I'm talking about. Y'all don't say it in the chat because YouTube, they full of crap. You can't say certain things. This is another reason why I hate this platform. They want to censor you. You got to use code language like we in elementary school. You know, if you say a certain wrong word, they're going to report you to the principal. Go to the office. Go to the office. Am I still in the Israelite community? I'm thinking about leaving, to be honest, because, you know, I'm to be honest, I'm 1 foot way out and 1 foot in, to be honest. You know, I'm battling myself, sister. I'm being honest. I'm battling myself. I'm in a dark place right now. And when I mean in a dark place, I mean mentally, you know, mentally and spiritually. Now, I'm not doing no witchcraft or anything. Don't get it that way. You know, I'm not into the sorcery and the magic and all that. But what I mean, you know, we all go through dark times in our lives, you know, with the letdowns, the disappointments, you know, you start questioning your faith. But yeah, I'm just tired of fake people. You know, I'm just tired of fake people, fake friends. You know, all my friends betrayed me, you know, so-called friends, you know. Like I said, yep. I don't miss the Israelite community. I ain't gonna miss it. I'm gonna just go and do my own thing, you know. Just watch the world destroy itself, you know. Be like the joke, remain in the shadows and just watch everything fold into place. But I'm gonna retire this. If I retire, like I say, I'm not deleting this channel or anything. I'm gonna just start me a whole new channel, whole new name. And like I say, I'm still trying to have faith in the Abrahamic God, you know. You know, I've been wrestling mentally, you know, about that. But yeah, people, man, you know, when people just do you so wrong and things just ain't going your way in life and shit, it just make you want to just say to hell with everything, you know. Yep. I don't like to talk to people about my problems because most people don't give a shit about your problems, especially as a black man. We are told to suffer in silence, and I'm a champion at that. We champions at suffering in silence. Black men, we the champions of that shit. Soon as you can't even talk to your spouse about your problems, you know, because she gonna probably deem you weak, you know, vulnerable. I hate that word vulnerable. We gotta see transparent because I was watching this brother. I think his name is I forgot his name. He wrote the book called Battle Cry. He a Israelite brother. He teach martial arts. I've been watching some of his videos as a lead, you know, and he break down what a lot of men go through, you know. Yeah. That's what I'm talking about, Amir. Yeah, you gotta focus on yourself. The way it's getting, bro, you gotta focus on yourself, man. That's the only way you're going. That's the path to healing. Self-maintenance. Self-maintenance. Every man needs self-maintenance on himself. Every man needs to go through a period of self-maintenance. And that's what I've been lacking, self-maintenance. I think if I was to go on self-maintenance, maybe that'll bring me back. Maybe that'll make my faith stronger, you know. But yeah, that's what it's about, man. You gotta be, yeah, you know what I'm talking about. Thank you, brother. Jason Wilson. Yep. That's a solid brother, man. I've been watching some of his shorts. He teach martial art. He a martial artist. He teach, man. I gotta get his books too on Amazon. I'm definitely gonna get his books off of Amazon because I've been wanting to get that book Battle Cry. You know, yeah, I've been watching some of his shorts as of lately and videos. I think I subscribed to his channel too. You know, he was on a few podcasts. He was on a few popular podcasts, but some of the stuff he be speaking about, he be touching base on a lot of stuff what men go through. See, society don't give a crap about what we go through. They want us to be beasts of burden. They think we not supposed to have emotions and feelings. They think we supposed to be a damn cyborg, a mindless cyborg. You know, you got these NPC people, these NPC dudes talk about, oh man, take it on the chin, man. Oh man, you cry, man, you weak. Man, shut the hell up, you NPC. You a slave of the damn demiurge, you NPC niggas. Y'all slaves of the demiurge, man. Y'all don't believe in a true God. Y'all followers of the demiurge. Because if you believe in a true God, you will have love in your heart. You will care for your fellow man and fellow women. And that's why I say these religious folks, they don't practice what they preach. It doesn't matter if they Muslims, Israelites, you know, Christians, they don't practice what they preach. You know. Yeah, I gotta get his books. I'm definitely gonna get his books, bro. I'm definitely gonna get. That's some good books. I heard them books good too. You know, that's books you could read over and over and study. You know. Yep. Hmm. Yep. Protect that man, Jason Wilson. He must be protected. You know, he must be protected at all times. There's a lot of fakery on here. That's why I call it fake tube. It don't matter what sector you go on YouTube. You know, you got the beef sector, you got these buffoons, you got all these losers, these miserable people making other people lives miserable. You know, by doxing the information, working. That's why I say you got a lot of you have a lot of hateful people on this platform. They will dox people in the beef sector. They need to ban the beef sector. I'm serious. They need to ban that sector. But YouTubers, they want to see that dysfunction. You know, the powers that run YouTube, they don't mind seeing stuff like that because they feed off of that negative energy. But soon as it's like positivity is being demonized, you know, I understand you got toxic positivity, but not all positivity is bad. You still need positive reinforcement. And that's what a lot of men is lacking, positive reinforcement. That's why a lot of these young brothers, I don't like that term YNs. I hate that they got to refer them to YNs. These young brothers, man, they don't got enough positive reinforcement and they're not getting that positive reinforcement. So they turn to the streets and they start crashing out on each other and rocking each other's snot boxes, turning each other TVs off. You know, shout out to Hassan Campbell. That's his talking points. You know, but that's sad though, man. Seeing these young brothers getting slaughtering each other for unnecessary BS. You know, that's why I don't like watching the local news because you're gonna hear they had a shooting over there. You know, a robbery. You know, and then the drill music, man, you know, is putting that dark energy on them brothers. They going to shoot up funerals, talking about smoking on somebody's ashes, man. That's disrespecting the dead. Or we smoking on so-and-so pack. Man, that's just, at once upon a time, that was taboo to disrespect the dead in the black community. Once upon a time in the black community, it's taboo to disrespect the dead. These days, man, they don't care, man. These YNs, they don't care about disrespecting the dead. They go shoot up the funeral. You know, they go kill their ops mother. You know, they kill the ops family at the funeral. They don't care. Yeah, they got to take down these beef sector channels, though. Mm-hmm. Real talk. They got to take down. They got to take down all these negative channels, but they're not gonna do that though. And like I say, the grifters, the low vibrational channels, they get all the attention, they get all the views, they get all the clicks. You know, and it's not about subscribers, no. It's about the views and there's a views and view time. That's how you get your that's how you get paid on YouTube. The more people view your channels, because you could have 100,000 to 500,000, even if you have 1,000,000 subscribers. If you ain't getting a lot of views, you ain't making money because you got people that got 1,000,000 subscribers, got the gold plaque and everything. They not getting a lot of views like they used to. They making probably less than a couple of grand. And you think they got 1,000,000 because you're seeing the reason they ain't making it because they not doing content, or maybe their popularity is going down, or they losing sponsorships, because that's what's be helping these big YouTubers too. They get sponsors. But the bad thing about when you're getting these sponsors, you got to be censored. You can't be yourself. So it's like it's like you're selling your soul. If you want to get sponsored by these mainstream companies, you got to censor yourself. You got to be family friendly. You got to be PG-13. Not even PG-13. You got to be rated G. They want you to be rated G. Y'all remember the Disney movies when it was rated G? You know, for general audience, I guess. That's what it stood for. General audience. Back in the day when they had the movie ratings, they had rated G, general audience. Then you had rated PG, parental guidance. Then you had PG-13. Then you had rated R. Oh, this movie is rated R. And then you got NC-17, which was for adults. Yeah, it had all these movie ratings. But yeah, like I say, you gotta be a low down, miserable person to do that to a fellow human being, doxing a channel, calling a job, trying to get them fired over a petty YouTube's beef. You see some of these clowns, man, these weirdos, they need to take the internet away from them. I'm just speaking about these people in the beef sector that like to dox each other, go back and forth. They need to take the internet privileges away from them. They need to, because they online all day doxing people, trying to make other people's life miserable. Don't realize you stressing somebody out. You always pointing out, and then they stoop so low, they start pulling up their information, their family information, attacking their children, man. That's just low blow. That's just a straight up low blow. Straight up low blow. But yeah, I'm pissed off at the bank though, man. Hell, man. I didn't. Don't worry, I didn't cuss nobody out at the bank. I didn't cuss nobody out. But yeah, that's some bull crap. That's some bullshit though. I'm trying to cash my state tax refund check. The state, not the state, the federal. Excuse me, the federal tax refund check. Nah, I was able to cash my state check at my bank, but they're giving me red tape for my federal check, tax refund. So I had to deposit it. So they basically they cashed it, but they deposited into my savings account. So now I'm gonna have to go get it out, get some of it out my savings account. Like I said, it's some red tape with these banks though. It's some red tape. Always some red tape. That's why I say life could be a doozy sometimes. Life could be you and I had that planned out to cash my tax refund check, and next thing you know, some damn red tape. Some freaking red tape. Yeah, because like they got a brother Cool Gen 87. He don't even do content, so he probably I know he said I don't know if he still do his content on TikTok, but yeah, he don't do content on YouTube no more. And he have over 1,000 something subs. I guess he got burned out too. He must have seen all the buffoonery and fakery. He got tired of. I don't blame the brother. I used to go to his panel sometime, Cool Gen 87. He's still commenting other people's comment sections though. Yeah, he's still on YouTube, but as a commenter, he don't do content. He just comment on. He just write his comments in other people's videos. I think I'm still sub to him. I think I'm still sub to the brother. Yep. Was somebody unsubbing you? Oh well, shit, it's just YouTube. That's crazy. They threaten to unsub from your channel, but you ain't doing content. That's weird. But YouTube, they actually unsub you. YouTube actually make you lose subscribers. I don't know why YouTube do that crap. Like it's like they want you to do content every day nonstop. Like if you take a few days off of YouTube, they're gonna unsub some of your people on your channel. They're gonna start making you lose subscribers. That's some crazy stuff. That's some diabolical stuff. Straight up. That's diabolical. Truth unedited, exposing Hebrew Israelite camps, man. It ain't just the camps, it's congregations online too. It don't matter if it's camps, congregations, online groups, online Israelite cliques. It doesn't matter. It's toxicity everywhere. It don't matter where you go. It's toxic everywhere. Even on YouTube, Facebook. Don't get me started on the Israelite community on Facebook. That's one of the reasons why I deactivated my Facebook account. Man, I want to say it's probably been almost at least It probably been maybe going on a year since I deactivated my Facebook account. I still got Messenger, you know, people still can reach out to me in Messenger, you know. But you know, if I was to get back on Facebook, I think I'm gonna make me a whole new account, just use my government name, you know. Yep. But I ain't trying to jump back on Facebook anytime soon, to be honest, because it's more toxicity on there. I mean, that's why I call it fake book, you know. And I'm glad y'all brought that up about social media. That's one of the reasons why I deactivated, you know. And I advise people not to be on social media like that too, because that's going to assault your mental health. You know, it's going to assault your mental. The longer you spend on social media doom scrolling, you start seeing people that you know, that you went to school, look like they enjoying their life, look like they getting what they want out of life, look like they getting what they prayed for in life, and you ain't getting what you asked for or prayed for in life. That will do something that will fuck you up mentally. That will fuck you up straight up. And I know from experience, I'll be the first one to say, man, it got me fucked up. Like Boosie said, you got me fucked up. Shit, like Boosie, like the rapper Boosie Badass said in Louisiana, you got me fucked up. Yes, indeed. Yes, years ago, I unfriended a lot of Hebrew Israelites on Facebook. They had me suicide. Oh, I'm sorry to hear that. I'm sorry to hear that. You know, and that's why the reason why a lot of so-called black people want to leave the Abrahamic faith. They claiming to be Native Americans, you know, they going into African spirituality, voodoo and hoodoo, and I don't judge them for that. You know, I'm at the point in my life, I don't give a fuck what nobody believe in or who they worship. I'm for people happiness in life. I don't care if you worship the flying spaghetti monster or Cthulhu, you know, if I'm for people happiness in life, you know, because that's what it's always about, you know. Because a lot of people ain't happy. I don't care how many scriptures some of these Israelites know, them motherfuckers ain't happy. Talking about they want multiple wives. What the fuck you want multiple wives for? You ain't even right spiritually. You ain't even right mentally. You got these fat bastards, man. Like I said, this is a rant lie. I'm going out. I'm no holds barred. You got these fat ass niggas in these Israelite camps. They sending all their women to work, but they sitting on a 200, 300, 400 pound ass reading scriptures all day while they women busting their back on a job, and they expect their women to come home and cook and clean and take care of the children. And then they don't, man, like I said, they got life fucked up. These buffoons got life fucked up. These land whales and fringes, these freaking killer orca whales and fringes, these walruses, you know, got time to debate, all going on Sinetta platform debating Kemet on trial, you know, who was there first, the Egyptians, all the Israelites. Man, that's all they do. That's all making money off of people debating. And the other nations just looking at that and laughing at them and running circles over, you know. But yeah, I'm sorry to hear that though. Daughter of Zion Ados, you know. Yeah, I battle with thoughts like that, you know. Like I said, I'm being transparent because I don't like as men. That's one thing Jason Wilson taught, and I'm glad he brought that. He said we got to stop using that word vulnerable as men. Just say we're gonna be transparent as men. We got to, because he broke down the definition of vulnerable, and when he broke down that definition of vulnerable, I was like, oh shit, I got to stop using that word, man. So as men, like if we got something to say, all just be transparent. We're gonna be transparent, you know. Don't be transparent, but yeah, man, yeah, that's how I do. And I noticed, like when I used to watch GMS, like when I first came into the walk, I used to watch GMS videos. I didn't believe all their doctrine. Don't get it twisted. Their doctrine was up. I used to watch it because when I first came into the knowledge, you know, I was angry, you know, and I resonated because they was angry. They was some angry young brothers, you know, angry about the system, how we being treated. But that doctrine, man, most of the doctrine, man, I disagree with. And I noticed about the GMS brothers, they was hating on their own brothers. Say like if a brother in GMS wanted to better himself in life, they would start calling that brother worldly, talking about, oh, the Most High gonna destroy him. You know, Yahweh Shai gonna kill him and curse him and all that because he might want to get a better job, and he may not have time to come to camp on Sabbath days. And they gonna say, "Oh man, he left the faith. He left the faith." No, he didn't. He just decided to better his life because he might have a wife to support and a child to support. But they expect these brothers to be at the camp at all times. Man, why you ain't showing up to camp? It's a cult mentality. It's a straight up cult mentality. You know? Yeah, shout out to Jason. Right. Shout out to Jason. Yeah, because I'm 41 years old, man. I guess that's part of when you get older, man. That's the beauty of getting older, man. You start to care less what people believe in. And you be like, man, I don't got time to be arguing over what you believe in or what's your faith. As long as it brings you happiness, you know. Straight up. But yeah. You know, because I think if everybody was living a life that they dreamt about, man, more people will be happy. You have less violence in the world. People won't even want to go to war. You know, if the average, like, man, I'm telling you, like I was explaining to one of my coworkers earlier, I was telling her, I was like, look, if the work week will be 4 days, like Monday through Thursday, that'll be the work week. Like, say you work 10-hour days, okay, 40-hour work days. So you'll have to work maybe 10 hours for 4 days, and you'll be off Friday, Saturday, and Sunday, the whole weekend. You know how many people will be happy if that was the national work week? Like, say if you have to work maybe Monday through Thursday, 10-hour days, 12-hour days maybe, and you'll be off Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. You'll be able to spend time with your family, you know. You'll be able to enjoy the weekend and pay people a livable wage. And that's the crazy part about it. Everybody don't want to be millionaires. Everybody don't want to be rich. We just want to be comfortable. We just want to make enough money to live comfortable, you know, to maybe go on a vacation every year or maybe twice a year. You know, it's sad. It's sad. You got some people been working a job for 30, 40 years. They never even, their feet never even touched the sand of a beach or the water of a beach. They never left their state. They never left the country, let alone left their damn home city. And they've been working a job for X amount of years. That's sad. And like I was telling another co-worker that was yesterday, I was telling him, he was an older gentleman. I was like, look, my generation, we may not be able to retire. The millennials and Gen Zs, I was joking about it, but I was being honest. I was being real. I had to make it into a joke. And I was like, man, retire. That's gonna be not in my vocabulary when I get a certain age. And I was telling them, even the people that be bragging on the internet talking about they retire at 40 and 45, they still gotta find something to do because they can't sit home all day. They're gonna go crazy. You know, I know you got, and shout out to those people. I'm not hating on those people that could have retired. Shout out to all those that could have retired like in their 40s and early 50s. Shout out to those people. But they still got to find a hobby or hustle because they ain't gonna just be stationary because they gonna be stagnant. They gonna get they gonna let themselves go, you know. But yeah, for our generations, we ain't gonna be able to retire. I don't think we ain't gonna be able to retire, you know, because what the retirement age currently is, what, 65, 67. They trying to boost it up to 67, you know. Y'all forbid if they boost it up to 70. That'd be ridiculous. If they boost the retirement age to 70, that's just straight up diabolical. That's just straight up diabolical if they do that. You know? Yep. But yeah, man, I'm really pissed off at my bank for that, man. That's I gotta say, man, that's some, I feel like that's some damn universal conspiracy bullshit they just want to put on my life, you know? Because I never had that problem before. Cashing a federal tax return check, never did. That's some conspiracy shit. That's some diabolical. That's some outside entity bullshit. You know, that's the way I look at it. Because why the hell I'll pick the right. I sign my name. You know, when it said endorse here, I signed my name on the check, and the check was made out for me. You know, so I think that's just weird. That's just straight up weird. You know, but it is what it is. As long as my money in there is waiting for me there, I go withdraw what I need out there. Most high willing. You know, but yeah. But what I was saying. But this whole platform, though, it don't matter what sector you go in, it's gonna have drama and toxicity, you know. And you putting a lot on the line when you show your face on social media. I'm just being honest. If you're an influencer, you show your face, you putting a lot on the line, especially if you're getting a lot of subs, you know. For you know, you see like Big Ward. Shout out to Big Ward, the genius. Shout out to that brother. You know, he almost at 100,000. I hope he get 100K. He got like what 90,000 subscribers right now. You know, he like 10,000 away from hitting that 100K. And that's the big problem. I'm glad you said that. Yup, that's the main thing that's stressing people out about these jobs. There's no work-life balance culture here. Exactly. That's the problem. You have a lot of parents, man. I feel sorry for the parents out there that gotta miss their children basketball games, you know, football games, you know, school ceremonies, you know, because yeah, there's a lot of parents gotta, and you got some of these jobs, man. They threaten these parents. Hey, look, you know, we're gonna count that against you if you don't show up. It's like they gotta sacrifice going to their children's event at school, or if they got a sporting event, you know. There's no work-life balance. Exactly. And that's why a lot of people, man, because I was watching a video of this, he was older brother, he looked like he in his 40s. He was just ranting, talking about he don't want to work a 9-to-5 job no more. I'm glad he gonna stand on. Let me see if I can find him, go to my history. Yeah, Jesse Parker. That's his name, Jesse Parker. And he was being honest. He goes, because he had some people trying to critique him, and he was like, "Man, I don't care about what y'all say. I'm standing on my truth, and I'm standing on that." That's what he said, Jesse Parker. You know, he was like, "Man, he don't want to. Man, that's his path. You know, if he don't feel like he don't want to work no more, I can't judge the dude. You know." And he claiming he gonna be homeless. He ready to face being homeless. Nah, maybe some people built for that. You know, everybody ain't built for what he doing. He taking a huge risk. You know. But I can't do what he doing. I know from my view, but maybe that's on his path. You know, maybe that's the path that he want to take. Yep, Jesse Parker. You know, I came across this video the other day. You know, sometimes in your feed you come across these new content creators, and he was like, man, he feel like he don't want to do them jobs no more. But a lot of people feel that way. You know, and I'm getting tired of YouTube showing these videos in my feed with these people being disfigured and stuff, like they've been a burnt victim and all that. You know, I don't know why YouTube doing that, man. I think that'd be AI generating AI content showing these disfigured people, man. Because anybody that's truly disfigured, man, they don't want to show their face on camera like that. They try to cover that up. You know, so that gotta be AI generated content. You know, some of it could be legit people, but I think the majority of that could be AI generated content, because that AI is getting, it's like every year it's improving. Every year is improving. You got to be careful about these. You're gonna have matter of fact, you got a lot of faceless channels on YouTube that's nothing but AI content, you know. And they getting none but subscribers and views. That's gonna be, you see, that's the future of content creation. You're gonna have it now. You see these faceless channels, they ran by real people, but they're using AI technology to do the content on the channel. You call it a faceless channel. Like they could take a talking points from a certain book and they'll do a video about it. Y'all know what I'm talking about? Like some of these philosophies. You got a lot of AI faceless channels. all this talking about all these ancient philosophers like Socrates, Zeus, the art of war, and they doing all these channels making money, man, making nothing but content and money. Yeah. And I hate seeing, and just like they were showing these, they had I didn't watch the video. There was a video showed up in my feed. It was this cat, man. The cat, like the cat front legs was broken, and the cat was like had to use his back legs to walk. I didn't want to see that, man. You know, animal cruelty and all that. That's jacked up, man. Why are they gonna post stuff like that on YouTube? You know, they should not post stuff like that on YouTube. But you know, I don't know. I guess they trying to prey on people's heartstrings and emotions. You know, that's what they doing that for. But like I said, this channel ain't going nowhere, you know. Like I said, I just, you know, look at the question mark. I don't know if it's official, you know. That's why I put the question mark. You know, I'm just talking noise, you know, talking about my last stream from this channel, you know. But that's why I put the question mark. Because if it would have been official, it would have been, I'd have had an official up there. So, you know, a lot of content creators do that. I'm just being honest, man. You got content creators, they do that. They be like, oh, this is my last stream, this is my last video. And next thing you know, they still doing content on their channel. That's just how YouTube works. It's a content creation thing. You know, it's a content creation thing. There ain't nothing new. Y'all seen that many times. So it is what it is. But yep. I mean, you know, you got, you know, they want to charge Carmelo Anthony as an adult, man. That's just wrong. That's just wrong. Yeah, I saw them videos. Them Denzel's watched this bitch. Yeah, you see what's crazy about it? They could use Morgan Freeman. They could use Morgan Freeman's voice as an AI and have him think that's Morgan Freeman, but that's an AI voice using Morgan Freeman's voice. You know, I'm surprised them celebrities don't crack down on that. I'm surprised they don't crack down on that. You know, and cut for royalties, you know, they could get in trouble for it, you know, royalties. I can see Denzel, man, y'all better pay my royalties. Y'all want to use my voice? Y'all gotta pay my royalties. All y'all YouTube content creators, y'all gotta pay my royalties. Straight up. But that's the future of content creation, and that's the way society going. Everything gonna be so artificial and redundant. No more connections. You know, no more connections. Everything gonna be fake. It's so bad in the dating scene. You got men getting downloading Replica, that AI app called Replica. I'm sure some women does it too, but the majority of men, you know, they turn into AI voice chat and all that. I mean, it's just rough out here. You know, it's rough out here for the date scene for millennials and Gen Z, especially Gen Z. Gen Z, they claiming Gen Z is the most loneliest generation out there, Gen Z. And I think individualism, that's what hurts society. Everybody just want to be an individual, you know, and ain't nothing wrong having your identity as, you know, as yourself, but individual, you know, it's all, you know, social media has a big play in that. It's all about me, you know, look at me. No, y'all like my videos. It's like, if you get too caught up in that social media stuff, you're going to get that dopamine rush, that fake dopamine rush. And when you see people not liking your content or not liking your posts on social media, it does something to you mentally. You got to snap yourself out of that, dude. You have to snap yourself out of it. Straight up. You have to snap yourself out of it. Real talk. You know, because like I said, that's the main things, you know, that's plaguing society. People talking about the financial situation, job market, you know, the cost of living going up in the dating scene. Because human beings, we ain't meant to be alone. We meant to be social creatures. We meant to be community-based people, humanity. The Most High designed humanity to be a community. You know, the Most High Elohim of Israel, he designed humanity. You know, what it says in the book of Genesis, it's not good for man to be alone. It's not good for man, and a lot of men are facing loneliness. You know, loneliness can kill. It's a slow, torturous, painful death. I know people say I'm alone, but I'm not lonely. That's cool. That's cool because every human being desires to have someone, you know, in their presence, someone they could hold, touch, you know, do things with you. Like even if you're just going to the grocery store to get a pack of gum, even if you're just going on a ride somewhere, even if y'all just going walk to the gas station and get some Kit Kat bars or something. Every human being desires to have that connection, that physical connection. But the way the world is going, everything is behind a computer screen. Everything is digital. And with these dating apps, it's just difficult. It's like, as an average man, you got to compete against the whole world on these dating apps. You know, you getting rejected by the average woman. You know, she don't want you because you average. You know, she trying to get the pick of the litter. You know. Yeah, you know, the passport bros, you know, I agree and disagree about that to a certain extent, but I understand where they coming from, the passport bros, because you know, with the foreign women, you got to be careful with them because they could use it as an opportunity to leave the third world country. They might try to use these men as a meal ticket. As soon as they get to the States, you gotta hope and pray that they don't take you to the cleaners. You know what I mean by taking you to the cleaners, divorcing you and taking half of your assets. You know, because that happened to some men. You know, they married a woman from overseas, brought her back to the States. It didn't work out. She divorced the man, got half of his stuff. Now she a citizen, and then she moving on to the next sucker. I'm just saying, but yeah, it's a lot of male loneliness out there. And you got these shields, these buffoons and shields making fun. Never laugh at another man's pain, like Hassan Campbell said. Never laugh at another man's pain. I agree with Hassan Campbell about that. You know, you don't laugh at another man's pain because you're gonna get your turn too. Because that's one thing about life. Life screws us all. You know, like Kurt Cobain. You know, the rock star with the Foo Fighters, I think. Yeah, the Foo Fighters, I think he passed away. Kurt Cobain, he said, and it was a true statement. He said, ain't nobody die virgin because we all eventually get fucked by life. And that's the real talk, you know. Kurt Cobain, you know, he was a rock star in the Foo Fighters. Let me make sure. Yeah, Kurt Cobain. Yeah, he passed away in 1994. Kurt Donald Cobain was a guitarist, a singer, and a songwriter who led the Seattle-based grunge band Nirvana. Yeah, he was a guitarist in Nirvana, excuse me. They say the cause of his death was suicide. I don't think so. I think they took him out. He didn't kill himself. Because Yash Karat did talked about that in his expo when he was talking about the music industry. Yash Karat, yeah, I don't think he killed himself, Kurt Cobain. You know, and one of his quotes was like, nobody died virgin because we all get screwed by life. And that is true. We all gonna have our turn, man, to get Fleece Johnson by life. Shit. When life is like a Super Saiyan Fleece Johnson, ain't no easy walk. You gonna have your easy days, but most of the days gonna be the hard way. That's how life thinks. Tell life your plan. Tell life your plans. Life gonna be like a Super Saiyan Fleece Johnson. Oh, you want to do this? I got something for you. The hard way. I'm gonna slap you with this debt. I'm gonna slap you with these bills. I'm gonna make your car break down in February. I'm gonna make your house Leak. Yeah, the hard way. No, it's Lavana. Yeah, Lavana. Yeah. Thank you. Yeah, because I had to Google him. Kurt Cobain. Yep. Yeah, that's a true quote he said. He said, nobody died pure, man. We all gonna get screwed by life. Gee, that's some real stuff he said. You know? Yes, indeed. That's why I say never laugh at another person's pain, what they're going through. You know? And that's why a lot of so-called black men, we hesitate to go to therapy. If we don't want to go to the doctor, what makes you think we're gonna go see a therapist? We barely want to go to a normal doctor. But they tell him about black men go to get therapy. You know? We rarely want to go to the damn doctor. Oh yeah. But yeah, man, that's how life could be sometimes. Life could be like a Super Saiyan Fleece Johnson, man. Be like, oh, you trying to do this? It's time for the hard way. You had too many easy ways. It's time for the hard way. Yep. Yes, indeed. Yeah, but I noticed a lot of predominant like predominant Israelite artists. They left the community too. They still in the faith. They might still be in the faith, but they left the community too. Like I know John Boy, like the Hebrew Israelite artist John Boy. He made good music. You know, he a rapper. He John Boy. He left the community. I think him and his family they left the community. You know. Yeah, you can use Chat GPT or Rosebud. Okay. Yeah, you can use Chat GPT. Yeah, sometimes it's good to talk to an AI. Yeah, you know, I use AI therapy app to talk about my project. It's been helping. It's called Rosebud. Okay. Mm-hmm. But yeah, humanity got to get their stuff together as a whole, though. I'm just saying because you know that's gonna be weird seeing men and women replacing each other for machines when it comes to like talking and relationships and all that. Okay, it's a journaling app. Okay, an AI enhanced journaling app. Y'all gotta excuse me, man. I know I don't speak the best English, man. I took speech in elementary school. Yeah, I had to take speech. You know, it is what it is because it's not our native language anyway. This whole bastardized English language, they beat this shit into our ancestors. They beat it into our ancestors. Our ancestors used to speak multiple languages. Some of our ancestors spoke Hebrew, ancient Hebrew, Aramaic, Greek, Latin. Man, our ancestors spoke a plethora of foreign ancient languages. You know, it makes me think. I think some of our ancestors probably spoke dead languages too. What I mean by dead languages, languages that people don't speak no more. That's what a dead language is. Even though they might be dead languages, but they still powerful. And you know, they still powerful languages. I'm just saying. You know, there's so many dead languages out there we don't know of. You know. Okay, it gives me reflections on my thoughts and it helps me to see where I could grow. Okay. Yeah. Yeah, we wrestle with a lot of thoughts as men, and I'm sure women y'all got y'all thoughts y'all wrestle with too. But I'm speaking for the men because I'm a man. We wrestle with thoughts like, oh, we ain't good enough, we ain't worthy enough, we ain't making enough money, you know. Or if you in a relationship with a marriage, you got to worry about if you doing it right with your woman. You might not be satisfied. I'm being transparent, you know. I'm just saying, so a lot of men wrestle with thoughts like this. You know, you wrestling, you worrying about if you pleasing your wife, or you worrying about if somebody else gonna be pleasing your women, man. While you at the job and stuff. I mean, there's so many. I mean, the enemy put so many thoughts in our head. I mean, this mental shit ain't no joke. Real talk. You know. Mm-hmm. I use AI as a self-development tool. That's it. Or to learn information quickly. Yeah, ain't nothing wrong with using AI. It's gonna be part of the future. You know, they've been showing us people use AI like in the science fiction movies. You know, even like in Mass Effect, the video game Mass Effect. You know, Commander Shepard had an AI on the Normandy, his starship called the Normandy. You know, named Edie. That was the AI system. You know, for those that play video games. You know, good Mass Effect. That's a good video game series. The Mass Effect series, the trilogy. You know, when you play as Commander Shepard. You know, yes indeed. But yeah, it's, you know, like I said, it's got its pros and cons. AI, it's there. It's part of that. It's gonna be like the everyday norm. And don't be surprised if you have an AI computer as your store manager at a job. You know, think about that. How we have, like how you have store managers at a job. I think AI gonna soon replace. They're gonna replace the store manager. You're gonna have a supercomputer running things. You're gonna have the AI giving orders to like maybe a low tier manager or a co-manager, but the AI, or you might still have to stay. Let me rephrase that. Let me run that back. You're gonna still have store managers at these companies or presidents at these companies, but they might have to take orders from an AI. They might have to go to the AI to get information. You know, and then they gonna pass the information what they got from the AI computer and pass it on to the bosses that's under them. I'm just saying that's probably gonna be part of the jobs in the future. Yeah. $19 keys. Yeah, I heard of $19 keys before. I heard of that, brother. $19 keys. 19 keys say the best AI is like having someone who has all the degrees in the world and they answer all your questions. Yeah. Yep. Mm-hmm. You could use AI to write. You could use AI to help do anything. Write a poem, write a story. You could write a whole novel with AI. You just like if you see something you don't like, you could just switch it around yourself. Yeah, you could use AI to write a song. But I know people are knocking against it, but that's the future. You can't stop it. You can't run from it. You know. And I hate to say, but AI is here to stay. It's here to stay. And those that is against it, you can't. There's nothing you could do about it. Sorry to bust y'all bubble. Those that's anti-AI, it's here to stay. Deal with it. That's my best advice. Deal with it. Deal with it before it deals with you. Deal with the AI before it deals with you. Yes, indeed. But yeah, you know, that's all fine and dandy. But at the end of the day, like I was saying, yeah, humanity, man, we don't have that community no more. I don't care if it's the black community, the Caucasian community, the Asian community. It's not there no more. Yeah, it may be there on the forefront, but when you look at social media, you see the individualism, the individuality. That's why I had to get off of Facebook, man, because every time I used to post scriptures, I used to post stuff that's trying to spread knowledge about us being the Israelites and all that, man. My family, they look past that shit. They look past. But if I post some kind of stupid shit on it, buffoonery, oh, I get a few likes. I get a few likes. That's why I say I got tired of that shit. I got tired of that Facebook shit, man. You know, I got tired of that shit. You know, no, none of these Israelites was liking my pictures. You know, only a few Israelites liking my pictures. But I bet you if I had a beautiful Israelite sister in a nice head wrap with a nice body, you know, wearing a nice long dress, wearing that nice drawn dress, you know, got the head wrap on. I mean, you know, especially if she was a light-skinned sister. If I had a light-skinned sister taking a picture with her, a lot of them damn fake-ass Israelite niggas, they'd be liking it. Oh, you got your rib, brother? Shalom, brother. They'd be trying to holler at my woman, you know, in the inbox, these damn scumbag niggas, these damn grimy ass niggas and friends. They Hebrew Nicolaites. They some Hebrew Nicolaites. They ain't Israelites. You know, that's why I say it's no different from the Sunday church, because they do the same shit in the Sunday church. You know, they see you, the pastor see you coming with your woman. You know, he gonna be trying to talk to your woman behind the scenes. Oh, sister so and so. Oh, that's Sister Martha. Yeah, this is my wife, Martha Simmons. Welcome to the Potter's house, Sister Martha. Sister Martha, I got a job for you. You want to be my secretary? And then her husband will be like, no, she don't need to be no secretary. No, it's going to be for the Lord. She's working for the Lord, not me, Brother Matthew. I know you love your wife. Yeah, I say Martha ain't going to be your secretary. Pastor Pochop won't try to manipulate Martha. Then Martha, you see, that's why I hate these mother truckers. The pastor try to manipulate the woman, and then she gonna turn on her husband, and she gonna take the job as the damn secretary for the church. And then one thing gonna lead to another. Then you're gonna have a whole scandal at the church. You're gonna have consecrators making videos about it. You know, Pastor Pochop blows the back out of Sister Martha, Brother Matthew's wife, and man, it's gonna be a whole crap show. That's why I say, you know, it's crazy ideas, man. This world is crazy. People losing their marbles. For real. They losing their marbles. Yeah. But yeah, like I said, you know, these last 5 years, you know, since the event that happened in 2020, the world just been going to shit. Ain't nothing going back to normal. It's like the whole shift changed. And that's what I want to talk about too. I'm getting so sick and tired of these content creators talking about there's a shift coming. They talking about the same redundant talking about a shift is coming. Y'all about to see the shift. Man, I'm still paying bills. I'm still going to my job. Talking about a shift about to come. Something's going to change. Bullshit. Shit. I'm still punching the clock like the next man. You know? Shit. Talking about a shift is coming. You know, you got these new ages talking about the 5D world and all that, the 5D, the fifth dimension and all that damn tree hugging bullshit. You know, mushroom eating, tree hugging, tulip drinking like they fairies and fae in the forest, man. Y'all ain't the fae folk, man. Y'all talking like y'all the fairy folk, man. The elves and the damn satyrs and the damn fawns that's prancing around in the fae lands and stuff like it ain't Dungeons and Dragons, man. Talking about the fifth dimension, the 5E Earth, whatever. Man, it's still the 3 dimension. We still in this 3D realm. The hell y'all talking about Earth about to shift from a 3rd dimension to the 5th dimension? Shit, man, we still got wars in this world. We still got negativity in this world, man. The hell y'all talking about? The shift is coming. These same buffoons that's talking about, oh, the Earth is about to shift to the 5th. Y'all still got to pay y'all bills. Y'all stop paying y'all bills on the 1st. Y'all stop paying y'all rent on the 1st, or y'all mortgage, and see they don't come repossess y'all cars or come kick y'all out y'all house if y'all don't pay y'all rent. For all y'all new ages out there talking about there's a shift coming. We about to ascend to the 5th. Y'all know, man, buffoons been talking about this shit for the last 20, 30 years. Probably since the 90s, talking about the 5th dimension Earth, man. These new age and these tree hugger, new age mother truckers, man. Talking about, the Earth is going to shift. Man, get the hell out of here. Thinking they could astral project out there. You can't astral project from bills, motherfuckers. You still gotta pay. Even if you're a master astral projector, you could astral project to maybe the 7th dimension. Them bill connectors still gonna hunt your ass down. You got some of these damn new ages, these highly spiritual people talking about love and light. They be fake too, because you see a lot of these new ages They always want to bash the religious people, but they be some of the most, they be grimy. They could be worse, they could be more grimier than the damn religious people in church. The New Age talking about love and light, this and that. You know, got all their crystals and shit, got all they burning sage, burning Palo Santo and shit. You know, and that's what you do if you burn sage in your house. That's your business. But anyway, these damn New Agers talking about love and light, but they can't stand their sister or brother and their family. You know, they talking about love and light, but they can't stand their uncle or aunt that's in the Sunday church. You know, they want to water down Jesus, talking about Jesus was an ascended master. They think they could use the archangels, want to channel an archangel. Man, y'all ain't channeling no archangel Michael, man. The archangels, they so busy, they already got their hands tied. They hire ranking angels. What make you think Archangel Michael or Gabriel gonna come talk to you, New Ager? You goddamn New Ager that's sitting in a circle of crystals in the damn woods, you know, burning sage. What makes you think Archangel Michael or Raphael or any of the archangels gonna take time out their busy schedule to fly down to come visit y'all damn asses in the damn wood? That's some bullshit. Y'all probably getting played by some unclean, some archons or something. It could be some fallen ones, some archons disguising as those angels saying, oh yeah, I'm Archangel Michael. What can I do for you? And you gonna think that's Archangel Michael and make a damn contract with that unclean spirit. And next thing you know, he got your ass all over the place going crazy. And next thing you know, they pitting y'all asses in a psych ward. She ain't talking about a 5E Earth, 5 dimension, 5th dimension. Get the hell out of here, man. We still in the 3D. This is the 3D realm. Shit, if you could paint yourself, if you touch your skin and paint yourself and you feel pain, you in the 3D realm, man. This is the land of the living. Like I say, this is a rant about everything. Anything that comes to mind is a rant. This is a rant stream. And don't get me started on a Jehovah Wickedness, man. A Jehovah Witnesses. They want people to join a cult. You know, I feel sorry for people that's born into that cult. And the people that break free from that, they shun them. You know, like I say, they shun them. Because I have some family members that's Jehovah Witnesses. You know, and some of their children got out of it, like the older son. I think that's the only son my uncle had. That's his only son. He got out. He left it. He left the Jehovah Witness cult, and I'm sure they probably shunned him. But shit, he a grown ass man. Shit, he older than me. He probably like 5 years older than me. Probably pushing 50. Shit, he don't care. He a grown ass man. So what if they shun him? Shit, you know. Y'all not serving the God of Israel, Jehovah Witness. Y'all serving Charles Hayes Russell's God. Y'all serving his version of God. You know, y'all serving his version of God. Y'all not serving the God of the Bible. You know, the Most High Y'all serving the version of Charles Hayes Russell's God. You know, but you can't tell them that. They gonna call you the devil. Oh, you a devil. You the devil. You the son of Satan. Gonna call you everything but a child of God. Oh, yeah. You know. Yes, indeed. Yeah, because you know, sometimes they come to our apartment complex, they'll leave a pamphlet on our doorstep or door. I just politely look at it and I just tear it up and throw it away. That's what I do. Some of them, they be trying to come in your house. I'd be like, no, thank you. I'm busy. I'm busy. Yeah, think they could come just knock on people's door and bother. You could be in the middle of something, you know. You know, you and your wife or your woman, and you got a husband, y'all could be in the middle of doing adult time, and they come and knock, you know, because some of y'all adults, man, you know, you into it with your loved one, y'all might like to get it in the morning time. You know, I'm just saying, I'm being real. Some of y'all get it in the morning time, and you hear that knock. Oh, freaking Jehovah Witnesses, you know, and you go answer the door, man, and be like, hey, I'm busy, goddamn. You don't see what I'm doing? Shit. Some people will be petty, man. You know, you got some people that's crazy and petty. They'll open the goddamn door and still be in the action of it. And Jehovah's Witnesses, they'll probably have a crazy reaction on their face. Yes, indeed. Yep. Yeah, something gotta give though, man. Because the way the world is right now, a lot of people ain't happy. A lot of people they miserable. Whether they millennials, Gen Z, heck, you got even boomers still working. I know some millennials and Gen Zs. We like to always take shots at the boomers, but shit, you got some boomers, man. They still working. You got some boomers, man, going for broke. Like I say, all generations had their fair share of getting screwed over. To be honest, when you look at the grand scale of everything, whether it's the boomers, Gen X, millennials, Gen Z, man, all generations had their share of getting screwed over. And what you got after Gen Z? Gen Alpha now and Gen Beta. I'm gonna say like in the next 5 to 7 years, Gen Alpha, they're gonna be teenagers, young adults in the next 5 to 7 years. Some of Gen Alpha might be teenagers or preteens. But yeah, in the next 5 to 7 years, yeah, like the first wave of Gen Alpha, man, they're gonna be young adults, late teens, early 20s, and they're gonna be on TikTok making their rants and all that. Hot life is difficult. Or maybe things might be way different for them. Maybe things might be a little better. You never know. We just have to wait and see. Like I said, the future is a mystery right now. We just gotta live in the present and go along for the ride. Mm-hmm. Go along for the ride. But it's gonna be interesting to see Gen Alpha and Gen Beta when they grow up, though. When they become adults, at 21, see how they think how life gonna be for them. And it's gonna be weird to see Gen Z get up there older. You're gonna be able to tell Gen Z when they get old, because Gen Z, they still gonna have the tats, they still gonna have the colored hair, they gonna be still wearing all the weird jewelry at 40 and 50 probably. Yes, indeed. Mm-hmm. Gen X, they gonna be taking the place of the boomers, and us too, us millennials. When we get in our 50s and 60s, we gonna probably be treated as the new boomers, though, the millennials. Because you got elder millennials. I think the elder millennials, they like what 45 right now, because to be considered elder millennial, they're not pushing 50 yet though. But I give it by the next 5 years, they'll be in their 50s, the elder millennials. But yeah, man, this generational so-called generational internet beef, man. It don't matter what generation you come from. It's like everybody being affected about what's going on in the world. We all being affected. We all being affected. Yes, indeed. But yeah, something gotta give, man. Because a lot of people, man, I think that's what people do when they turn to YouTube, to vent out their frustration. It's therapeutic for them. It's therapeutic. You got a lot of content creators. I mean, just people in general, from all nationalities, from all walks of life. They come on this platform, talk about what's plaguing them in the mind and the spirit, and then and that's therapeutic. And I applaud them for that. I applaud them for that because they got to get all that out. They got to get that all out their system. And of course, you're gonna have people, yay and nay. You're gonna have people that's agreeing. You're gonna have people that's trying to critique and hate on them and gaslight them and do all this. You just gotta ignore all them comments. Just remove those type of comments and block them. Because they really don't know what you're going through. I'm just speaking for any content creator, that just come on this platform and y'all, even if you had a rough day at work, you just want to make a little 5-minute, 10-minute video describing what pissed you off today at the job. You could do that. You have a right to do that. That's a human right. But you still gonna have people trying to break it down and gaslight you and hate on you, and all that for all kind of BS reasons. But yeah, that really ticked me off though, man. They couldn't let me cash my check. They gonna put it in the deposit. They cashed it, but I couldn't withdraw it out. That's the first time they did some crap like that. Shucks. Yeah, like I said, I decided to come on here. I'm kind of wearing down. Maybe that's a sign I gotta go get me something to eat. Because, like I said, I ain't really rest. And I got off work. Cause when I got off of work, I freshened up and I went try to cash my check, my tax return check, and I came back in and I decided to do this live stream. But yeah. So like I said, the channel ain't going nowhere. Some people was just a new. Some people just remove their channel and all that. I don't got time to deal with all that because it's red tape with that too. Don't get it twisted. That's one thing I hear about like social media. Even if you want to deactivate your Facebook account, you gotta go through all kind of red tape. Why you just don't have you just have like a little tab, say deactivate account, and bam, it's gone. No, you gotta go through so many hoops to deactivate your Facebook account. Same thing with YouTube. If you want to remove your channel, you got to go through so many hoops. It's just some bull crap, man. It's just a lot of bull crap, red tape. So it'd be best to leave your channels up. That's for any content creator. If you're gonna retire a YouTube channel, just leave it up and just start a whole new channel. I'm just saying, because don't delete your own channel. Even if you did content in the past with people you're falling out with in the past, man, just keep it up there for in memory's sake, and you wish them the best. What's good, 18? What's good? But anyway, yeah, I'm probably gonna go ahead and wrap this up in a few, so I can go get me something to eat. But yeah, I don't trust anybody on this platform. That's on any social media platform. I mean, it's just it's just exhausting sometimes. It's exhausting. Doom scrolling. That shit is toxic. That shit is assault on your mental health. It don't care if you're a man or a woman. And it's worse for the children. It's worse for like the children and the younger teenagers, like people that's teenagers. Because I never thought for the life of me, you have younger people unaliving themselves. I'm talking about 10-year-olds, 9-year-olds unaliving themselves because what somebody said about them on the internet, online bullying. And I'll be like, where's the justice? Where's the freaking justice for these victims that unalive themselves due to online bullying? Where is the fucking justice? Why they don't penalize those online bullies? Y'all got the evidence from the social media text, the comment sections. Y'all have the evidence. Why y'all don't prosecute these damn online cyber bullies that's causing these children to unalive themselves? That's why I say the justice system is just broken. It's a broken justice system. It's a broken, because that's sad. That saddens me when I hear that. These children unaliving themselves. Children not supposed to be thinking like that. You see, that's one of the things I missed about being a child, like from being like a toddler, up all the way up to like preteen. Even as a teenager, you didn't have to worry about paying bills, you wasn't stressed out, especially when you was a small child. You wasn't stressed out all the time. You was happy-go-lucky. Most of us, when we was children, we was happy-go-lucky. The only thing you had to worry about, if you wasn't, if the only thing you had to worry about if you was missing your favorite cartoon show or you didn't get your favorite snack. All the time we were stressed out as children when we know we got in trouble and we was about to get our ass whipped by our parents. We was about to get a butt whipping. We was about to get hit with that belt, with that switch. That's when we was kind of, that's when we had our little anxiety moments. But most of the time when we was children, we wasn't stressed out like that. You know, as long as we had our toys to play with, as long as we had our favorite snacks, you know, sometimes our parents, you know, will cook our favorite meal for us, you know. But we wasn't stressed out, you know, and it's supposed to be that way for children. Children are not supposed to be stressed out. Children are supposed to be happy-go-lucky. They're supposed to be innocent, pure, enjoying the moment. But as we become adults, society, they strip us away from our creativity. They strip us away from our innocence. They strip us away from our purity, man. And we become terrible beings when we become adults. You see, children, this society, we do 12 years in a public school system. They don't teach us no real life skills. They just teach us what they teach us in the curriculum. They don't teach us how to manage money. We went to school for 12 years in a public food system. They don't teach us how to start a business. They don't teach us how to manage money. They don't teach us about credit, redlining, and all that, and how certain rules and regulations could affect you where you live at and all that. I'm just saying. They just taught us nonsense. They taught us, you know, they taught us the basics, like reading, math, and English and all that. They didn't teach us about what life really gonna bring us, what life really gonna have against us and all that, or what we have to be ready for. They didn't teach us about how the job market is gonna be rigged. You know, it's who you know, it's not what you know. Nepotism is still king. A lot of companies, they still practice nepotism. You know, you got people got these big name degrees, they still can't get a job. That's sad. I'm talking about they got the credentials, they got the qualifications, but they still getting rejected. You know, got the degrees. They got to pay off all that student loan debt. I mean, that's why I say they never taught us about that in school. They just say, oh, do your 12 years, go to college. You go to a 4-year college, go to university. They ain't going to tell you you're going to be all in this student loan debt. And they ain't going to say, oh, you could have this degree, but it ain't guarantee you're going to be able to use that degree. You got a lot of people with useless degrees walking around here, and that's sad. They got a lot of people walking around here with useless degrees. They went to college for X amount of years. They could have went for 4 years, 8 years, and their degree is useless. They working at a normal job. They working at a low-end job, and they miserable. You know, and you think the government care? You think the rich care? Hell to the no. They laughing at them like, ha 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 ha. They fell for the trap. Hook, line, and sinker. Ha 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 ha. They laughing, man. They laughing like a villain. They laughing like a villain. Real talk. They laughing like a villain. Straight up. Yeah. Yeah. I'm gonna go ahead and wrap this up, man. Y'all have a good evening. Like I said, I'll catch y'all on the next one. Like I said, the channel's still up. I ain't going nowhere. Shit. But anyway, like I said, like I was saying, man, don't remove the channels. Like if you want to destroy a channel, don't remove because you gotta go through so much red tape. Especially if you got a lot of subscribers. You gotta be a buffoon to do that. If somebody got a lot of subs and they decide to destroy their channel, man, that's just some buffoonery. You work hard to build that channel up. I'm just saying. But yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and get me something to eat. Go watch other content creators. I'm gonna go watch other creators, see what they talking about. I'll catch you on the next one. Peace. And thank y'all for stopping by. Everybody that watch and tune in, thank y'all for stopping by. Appreciate it. Y'all have a blessed evening.